Generation X. In general terms, those born between 1965 and 1980. Latchkey kids. Independent. Existentialism. Modern philosophy focusing on personal experience, human ability, and responsibility in an otherwise meaningless universe. We're the cause. This is the effect. We're the Gen Existentialists. Welcome in, friends, to the Gen Existentialist podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Bunny.
And we are here to throw down from a Gen X perspective and dig deep into whatever random topics Mega Wheel the Magnificent throws out for us. Bunny, are you ready?
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? I'm going to go ahead and give Mega Wheel the Magnificent a spin. She's got over 1,500 questions for us to just bite into, dig our fangs into, and cause to bleed a bit. First up, if you could instantly become a world-class expert in any new skill, what would you choose and how would you use it?
Oh, I'd definitely be an influencer nowadays if I could do that.
Like an internet influencer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd be the next Mr. Beast, and I'd actually not have a hollow stare and a psychotic, dead smile on my face the whole time like Mr. Beast does. So it'd be pretty fun. Imagine the mayhem you could cause if you were a world-class influencer.
And see, that would be it. That would be the reason to do it, is to just cause chaos.
Oh, of course.
If I could instantly become a world-class expert in any new skill, it would probably be astronomy.
Okay.
To ascend the ranks of that, because I'm not good at math, I'm not good at stuff, but I love the concept and what I do know of astronomy, and it just seems like it would be such a fun thing to do.
Do you want to be the next Jack Horkheimer?
Jack Horkheimer, Neil deGrasse Tyson,
knock that guy off his pedestal, for the love of God.
But you know what? I mean,
he loves to hear himself talk, I'll tell you that.
But every time he talks, he's spreading knowledge, man. I love that dude.
We talked about our dichotomous relationship. Here's the thing. I can't stand Neil Tyson deGrasse or whatever the fuck his name is.
I love the dude.
What a windbag. Absolute windbag.
But it's great when you get him in a conversation with somebody that absolutely has no fucking clue about science and
Was
doesn't
he talking to
understand.
himself? No, he didn't.
No. Okay, let's give Mega Wheel another spin and get something else rolling here. And this is what we do. If you're unfamiliar with the show, this is it. We talk about stuff from a Gen X perspective and throw things out there. Ooh, here we go. It is a question about the nature of reality. Your ontological point of view, Bunny, okay?
All right.
What is your perspective on the nature of reality? What is your ontological foundation?
Okay, my ontological foundation on the reality.
Yeah.
My reality, or is this the reality?
The nature of reality.
The nature of reality.
What is reality?
Okay, I think reality is real. I know that's a dumb answer, but I think
I'm going to have to find a sound effect of like a rim shot.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, a lot of people nowadays, especially, and maybe it happened in the past too, I don't know, they have this whole thing of like, my truth, my reality, and my world, blah, 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 works this way. Well, sweet tits, let me tell you, there is a real reality out there, and it is real, and it will hit you like a 10-ton truck, without its jack brakes on. I don't think reality is as difficult as people make it. I think everybody wants to come up with this idea that, oh my gosh, reality is so malleable, and no, your direction in life is malleable. The direction you take the collective zeitgeist of your people is malleable to an extent. But reality is reality.
Yeah.
If you jump off a building, you're going to fall and break your butt bone. If you, stand
Or
in
your
front of
head
a
bone.
moving, or your head bone, depending if you're mega wheel or not. If you stand on the railroad tracks, there's a good chance you'll probably be run over by a subway car or a train. Reality is you have a finite amount of time on this planet, and you can't really control that. You can do things to try to live longer, but sometimes things just happen and it sucks.
Yeah.
That's reality. So I hate to have such a pedestrian take on it, and not a hardcore philosophical, look at me, I'm Cicero. Yeah, no, I'm not going there. I'm trying to be Gen X with this and just keep it real. It's reality is real.
Keeping
Whether
reality
people,
real.
yeah, well, whether people want to believe it or not.
Yeah. Um, my perspective on the nature of reality, and I come at it from a philosophical point of view. Ontologically, yes, there is reality. There is what's out there, and I experience it, see it, feel it through my own lenses. And that gets into your theory of knowledge or epistemology. What can we know? So, epistemologically and ontologically, what can we know of reality? We can only know what we take in. So, there are certain things, and we know this from science, like the way colors look. The way colors look to us as humans is different from the way colors look to cats or dogs or owls. So that we know there is reality, there is the way these things are, and then there's also, as you alluded to, the way we experience them, the way we take them in. And I think that is where humans often get disturbed and get confused, because the way you see certain things can literally be different than me. If one of us is colorblind, we're looking at the same thing. We're experiencing radically different things.
Oh man, do you remember that goofy meme that came out a few years ago with the gold and white dress
Yeah.
versus the black and blue
Yep.
dress?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
shocking that
Yeah.
my wife and I saw completely different dresses
Uh-huh.
all the time.
Yeah. But see,
So
I
yeah,
love that kind of stuff. And that's why I love studying philosophy, is because you dig into this stuff and kind of rip it apart, and you get back to reality, and you have to accept there is an objective reality
sure.
that you may not be able to experience every aspect of. And once you dig into that, then you get into the, okay, what can I know of that reality? And that's where you start to realize that we're seeing different things. We all have to work together, because if we
See,
want to make life better, we have to work together, because we're seeing different things. In order to make positive change, in order to progress, we
well,
have to work together.
here's the thing: you have to work together, but you can also work parallel as well.
Oh,
I think
absolutely. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
something that the reason that we have the problems we have today is that everybody wants to push their perceived subjective reality on everyone else.
Yeah. And that
I
can't,
live this weird world, so everybody else has to conform to my weird world. No,
right.
that's never been that way. Sorry,
No,
sucker.
no. Everybody has to have that understanding that
That's where we fall down.
there is
You
the
know.
objective reality. We don't all experience it the same way, but we can help each other. And
Okay,
part
here's
of helping each other is not saying, you have to see it the way I see it.
mhm, I
That's where
agree.
people get in trouble,
See, why can't we teach that to children in elementary school?
because
That
we don't
simple
fund
idea.
education the way we need to.
Yeah,
And we
well,
don't
I
have
mean
education
that's
set up so that kids from the time they're in second or third grade are getting introductions to logic and basic problem solving. Yeah, don't get me started on the education thing, because I can go off on that.
yeah, I think you'd have a lot less problems that start in elementary school
Hmm.
and continue through adulthood, unfortunately, if
Yeah.
people understood that there is an objective reality
Yep.
and the collective zeitgeist of the world goes in a certain direction. And
Yep.
sometimes your objective reality kind of goes against the grain.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that's okay, but you can't expect to force your objective reality on the collective zeitgeist.
Right.
it
or
has to
even
change. You
or
know,
even your next door neighbor.
exactly. Don't force
Yeah.
yourself on your next door neighbor.
Yeah, that'll get you arrested most of the
Exactly.
time.
Keep it in your pants, kids.
And on
So,
that note, we'll spin
yeah.
Mega Wheel of Magnificent again
Right.
because Mega Wheel can get us out of this. Once we've dug ourselves a hole like that, she will save us. At least I hope so, depending on what pops up here. Um, wow, that's dark. Okay,
Hmm.
I'm gonna throw this out. Part of me wants to just delete it, pretend it never happened.
Oh, well,
Um,
exciting.
well, just because both of us have certain things that, I mean, let's face it, you get to our age, you've had dark moments in your life.
Sure.
So from that perspective, part of me doesn't even want to use this question, but I'm gonna do it.
Oh, edgy.
What event would you rather die than live through again?
Huh. What event would I rather die than live through again?
Yeah.
This is going to be a very bunny answer. Life. I would
Meaning,
rather I would rather not come back. I've had a great life. I've been very, very fortunate. I've had untold opportunities and people who love me dearly in my life, and I couldn't be more grateful. But one spin is one spin enough for me.
mhm,
I think the weight of and people experience the weight of life differently.
sure.
We're talking about objective realities again.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of guys out there that oh, don't ever let them see you cry. You go somewhere private, you do that, and you're only allowed to cry if your mom dies or your dog dies, kind of a thing. It's just
Yeah.
you can't blah blah blah. That life, my friends, can get very heavy, and it gets heavy for a lot of different reasons for a lot of different people. And I would say the weight of loss and the weight of pain and the weight of those kind of things is a little too heavy to want to do it all over again. I know everybody says, oh, but there's so much beautiful stuff. I mean, you can't have life without loss. You can't have life without, have light without darkness, blah, 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 blah. I am okay with just going back to a nice, comfortable, womb-like void and being there. I don't know. I don't, there's too much pain in life overall that I don't know if it's really worth doing it all over again. And I had a great life. I can't imagine some people who just had miserable lives. People who have been abused, people who have uh, seen terrible things, war, loss, violence, sexual abuse, things like that. I've
Yeah.
never had anything like that in my life. And I'm very thankful for that. But I don't know if I want to do it all over again. It's too much of a gamble.
Well, yeah. So basically you're saying you wouldn't want to be reincarnated. You wouldn't want to
Yeah.
come back. And I can see that. And that's a whole,
Zombie or otherwise.
yeah, I mean that's a whole other perspective and point of view. As far as an event that I'd rather die than live through again, I can't think of anything because everything I've lived through, everything that's happened is part of who I am and where I am
Sure.
right now. Are there things that I would never ever want to go through and experience again? Absolutely.
Sure.
But at the same time, if we're gonna talk about potentially Buddhism or some other belief process that says we're trying to get to that perfect existence and we're gonna come back and keep trying to get it right, do I have a problem with that? No, because then there's a goal at the end. I'm working towards something. Um, if you believe in a god or a religious experience where there's heaven or something afterward, then you get that. Um,
Hmm.
and just for the record, for anybody that's listening to both of us answer this question and thinking, both of you guys sound suicidal and you should really be in therapy or something. We're actually pretty well adjusted. I mean, I have had people ask me about some of our recent podcasts, like, is Bunny okay? I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
he's fine. It's, because I
Bunny
mean,
is
both of
bunny.
us, it's a matter of perspective, like how we react to some of these questions when they come up.
Sure.
And this one in particular, I mean, you and I could probably list for each other at least 5 or 6 events
Mhm.
that either one of us, we know the other one would just not want to go through again.
Sure.
But to say you'd rather die
Now,
than go
now,
through it again, that's,
here, here's the thing, kids, and this is for all you concerned citizens out there in the world. I have never considered suicide. I mean, why waste this? This is
see,
my
and
opportunity.
that's the funny
This
thing
is,
is that question got asked about you,
mhm.
and which one of us has been suicidal multiple times in their life? Me. And
Well,
that's just one of those things. And it goes to show you never can tell. You don't know.
yeah.
Um,
I
so
think a lot of, I'll sum it up real quick. The reason that I have such a dour outlook, I've got the Thanatos thing
mhm,
going on,
yeah,
is that I I've said it before, and it has to be a spiritual survivor's guilt thing or something going on, because I've always felt this way ever since I was a child, and it's because I had a brother before me,
yeah,
and my parents only wanted one child, and my brother died shortly after birth, and if he hadn't died, I wouldn't be here. I might be somewhere else. I don't know. I might not.
yeah.
You know, some people, my grandparents, called that a miracle. I call it an amazing gamble that paid off. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? Was I even supposed to be here in this time frame or whatever? Who can tell? But I think deep down inside, I've always realized that. And part of me is just like, well, I shouldn't have been here. I'm glad I'm here. I have an amazing life. But did I
See,
steal that from somebody?
no.
Am I occupying a space that somebody else should be in right now?
As
Maybe.
soon as soon as you use a word like should, you're
Yeah.
talking about predestination,
Yeah.
determinism, and that there ain't no grand plan.
Yeah.
Things happened
Well,
and you're here and you have made the
yeah.
most of it. And that's what's important.
Yeah, that's the thing is that I know people have been concerned about some of the things I say a lot in the past, and I mean, I would never give up my life willingly. Just
Yeah.
I'd never give up anything that I've been through. Like you said, there's nothing that I've been through in this life, and I've been through some horrible things, but there's nothing I'd give up and just kill myself over. That's dumb, or kill myself not to experience again. Because whether it's been incredibly uplifting or incredibly damaging, that's the way it is. I mean, that's who you are. That's what makes you who you are,
Yeah.
like you said. And I'm super happy. I got great friends. I had great parents. I've got a fantastic wife. I've had amazing love affairs. I've had all sorts of amazing things in my life, fun adventures. And I hope there's more to come, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know. Just don't know if I'd want to do it over again. I think I hit the jackpot on this one, and I'm kind of satisfied.
And you never know. You might get to the end of this one and suddenly you are there. You are in Nirvana. And Kurt Cobain comes out and shakes your hand and says, "Welcome in. You're part of the band now." That's
Say, hey, man, nice shot. Oh, that's a different band.
oh, oh. And you start singing the
Oh,
filter song to him and he's pissing him off
exactly.
even more. And on that note, we will end this episode of the Gen Existentialist podcast. As always, wherever you're listening to us, please give us a like, give us a comment, talk to us a little bit, and we will catch you next time. And when we do, my name will still be Scott.
And I'll still be Bunny.
Have a good one.